SNP spokesperson Chris Stephens.
Thank you very much, Madam Deputy Speaker. And like others, our thoughts and prayers go to the Grenfell community as we remember this debate. It's worth remembering, Madam Deputy Speaker, that the Grenfell fire killed 72 people due to flammable cladding, and this House remembers the lives that were lost. It's also worth remembering that during the Platinum Jubilee celebrations, Madam Deputy Speaker, 72 seats were left unfilled at a street party to remind the community of the lives lost. Each place at the table was set with a name card, napkin, plate, cup and flag. As Yvette Williams, a Justice for Grenfell campaigner, said, 5 years on, after a public inquiry and millions still trapped in their homes by flammable cladding and still no justice. There have been no lessons learned and little action taken, as people up and down the country enjoy street parties, as they rightly should. We want to let the powers that be know that our community will always remember the 72 who died needlessly here that night. Madam Deputy Speaker, a total of 6,247 people were referred to the dedicated NHS Grenfell Health and Wellbeing Service, of those 1,476 of which were children. As Dr Sarah Northey, who runs the therapy for children and young people at the dedicated NHS Grenfell Health and Wellbeing Service, has described the scale of trauma as unprecedented. She has said this is an unusual trauma, as it affected a whole community and is definitely ongoing. Grief doesn't just go away, but what is striking is also the strength people have in the relationships here and the connection people have. At the heart of the trauma is a shattering of safety. We have seen a lot of avoidance of things that remind children of fire. A bonfire or candles on a birthday cake can be quite triggering. Some are worried about electronics in the home and need to check things are switched off. Children are being kind of hyper-aware of safety in a way that most children don't have to be. And I hope when ministers will also tell House, as important it is that we concentrate on the building safety side of things, I hope that they will be able to tell the House that they are committed to making sure that these health and wellbeing services will still be there and maintained to help the people in Grenfell. And as the Secretary of State rightly said, there should be an annual debate to discuss these matters, not just to discuss the building health and safety, but I think in order to ensure that the health and wellbeing of that community is made. And I see that the Secretary of State is nodding and agrees with that, and I thank him for that. Madam Deputy Speaker, I also want to just touch on the Scottish situation. The Scottish Government are spending every penny of consequential funding it receives on this programme of work, with a committed spend of £1.3 million. The Scottish Cladding Remediation Programme is designed to ensure there is no cost to property owners and residents for the procurement and production of a single building assessment for each building. The Scottish Government first have to carry out comprehensive and technical assessments to understand the extent of the problem. The vast majority of buildings in the initial phase of the Scottish Government's programme have secured fire engineers, and a new streamlined process for commissioning the assessments will help identify risk buildings more quickly. The safety of residents and homeowners in Scotland is of the utmost priority as we work to tackle cladding safety issues through our single building assessment, which is expanded to more than 100 buildings. The Scottish Government will create a register of buildings which will provide assurance to the public following any necessary remediation works and when they've been completed. And if experts identify an issue which needs immediate action to safeguard residents, the Scottish Government will take action and expect developers to do likewise on their buildings. This can be a complex and time-consuming programme. A number of assessments are either at final or pre-final reporting stage, with discussions on remediation underway. And I hope ministers will be able, at the conclusion of the debate, to talk about the discussions they're having with the devolved administrations, because it is about funding and Barnett consequentials. Barnett consequentials kick in when the UK Government actually spend money. So I hope that ministers will be able to update the House on the discussions they're having with the devolved administrations. Madam Deputy Speaker, the Scottish Government has and will continue to strengthen the building standards system in Scotland, with the Building Standards Futures Board established to undertake a programme of work to strengthen this system. The Scottish Government has legislated to improve fire safety by banning developers from using combustible cladding on residential and other high-risk buildings above 11 metres. Scotland was the first part of the UK to ban the highest risk metal composite cladding material from any new building of any height. Since 2005, new cladding systems on high-rise block of flats have either had to use non-combustible materials or pass a large-scale fire test. The building standards legislation removes the option of a fire test, completely prohibiting such materials from use in domestic and other high-rise buildings, such as care homes and hospitals, above 11 metres. In October 2019, the Scottish Government strengthened guidance in relation to combustible cladding, means of escape and measures to assist the fire service. And these regulations were passed unanimously by the Scottish Parliament to protect lives and property following the tragic Grenfell Tower fire. So, Madam Deputy Speaker, I have outlined some of the work that's been done in Scotland, and on behalf of the Scottish National Party, I just want to emphasise that our thoughts, prayers and love go out to the Grenfell community.